Ho ho, boardies! Welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and I've got Vicky here.
Hello.
We're playing The Letter.
I don't know what it is other than I think it's scary. Also, I had eye surgery last week in both of my eyes. So I thought I'd let you all know about that. And if I'm not very good at seeing things, that's why. We were going to play some sort of observation game.
Yeah, we're going to play Exit 8, but
Gareth has issues noticing things, and I have issues noticing things because of my eyes. So, that would probably be a disaster.
So we're going to do something a bit more chill and play this horror visual novel.
Yeah.
You ready?
Gareth gets scared all the time, but I don't because I'm really brave.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll balance each other out and just be one normal scared person.
Also, when they did my eye surgery, they put knives in my eyes and I was awake. What do you think about that?
Yeah, let us know what you think about that.
Oh, and also, they turned my eyes inside out. A la Clockwork Orange, I guess. And it was unpleasant. And you got to watch, didn't you?
Yeah, they let me watch.
No, but you did actually watch.
I did
That made
watch.
It sound like you were just making it up.
No.
You still kind of sound like
No.
you're doing a bit, but you did watch it, didn't
I definitely watched, yeah.
Did you see the bit where they turned my eye inside out?
I did. It didn't look as gross as I think you said it felt.
It felt awful.
It kind of really... it looked like, when you see people do that thing in the school playground where they kind of fold their eyelids back.
Yeah, but that's gross to me. I hate eye things.
Yeah, you don't like eye things, do you?
No, I don't. Also, everyone, I've got a migraine, so if I'm a bit low energy, it's because Gareth forced me to do this.
I did force you.
I know, I've got a migraine. But, again, I'll refer back to my braveness. That's why I'm here today.
To support me playing this horror game.
Well, it's mostly for my fans. I have so many fans.
Yeah. At least... Oh, well, currently at least 0.
Yeah, nobody's watching because I didn't let anyone know.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well,
but
maybe
they'll
you can do
find
that
out
next
in a
time.
minute.
Yeah, they will. They'll be pouring in.
There will be so many of them.
You ready?
It looks like we've already played it, so we know what's happening, and because it says continue.
Well, we just
shouldn't
had
have started on this screen.
We started a second ago.
I know, but it makes it
but
look
from here,
like we're fakers.
I guess it does a little bit.
Like, I finished Baldur's Gate, and then I wanted to stream it. When I couldn't stream the first time I played it because I was far too enthralled to deal with streaming it. And then I was streaming it, and I was like, oh, I should pretend I've never played it before, and then I'd seem really cool. But I didn't do that because, I don't know, I guess I'm not very good at lying. But that's a very good idea. That's what you should do. Isn't that what they always accuse people of doing?
What, playing the game first?
Or
I think a lot of streamers will play it first to a degree to see if it's good for streaming.
You reckon? But then it takes away the element of surprise. And
that's true. I think that if they do that, they probably look at it the first little bit that's probably spoiler safe.
I don't know. I'd go in blind.
Let's go. In blind.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Did you see that?
Was it are we allowed to talk about that? People always say weird things to unalive.
Yeah, we can say unalive. Someone just unalive
can I
themselves.
say real words?
I think that...
Well, then again, we don't know. She could have been murdered, but was somebody hanging from their neck?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool.
The ErrMaGawwd mansion.
ErrMaGawwd! That's what it was called.
The ErrMaGawwd mansion. It was built for Lord William and Lady Elizabeth ErrMaGawwd of Luxburn, humble ambassadors of peace and beloved by their people.
I mean, that's on purpose, right?
Maybe. Both were well known for their compassion and generosity, never failing to extend a helping hand to anyone in need. Oh my God. You're so kind and forgiving. Under their influence and wealth, what was once a small, sleepy village grew to a prosperous and bustling town. However, the seasons of joy eventually ended with the good nobles perished. When the good nobles perished,
because every time you get frightened,
you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, you'll scream it.
At the hands of a great plague. Their riches and legacy were henceforth passed on to their only child, Lady Charlotte. Oh my God. The mansion has stood since the 1620s, a witness to a very long history of joy and pain. After Lady
Oh, it
Charlotte
was,
committed... after she unalived herself.
Are you allowed? You're not allowed to say that word.
You know, I think it... I
Twitch.
don't know, to be honest. I feel like it's a thing that's come from...
Isn't it YouTube?
I think it's come from TikTok. So I don't know the actual thing. The great house was eventually left uninhabited.
I feel like saying unalived oneself like diminishes it somehow. I don't know why. Just feels like...
that's probably just because it's a new word.
I hate it.
And that is when it began. Surrounding villages spoke of seeing and hearing unearthly things, of cries and howls that filled the nights, and hearsay of a mysterious woman roaming the hollowed halls aimlessly. People who dared enter its walls...
If it's a novel, what are they called?
Visual novel.
Yeah, visual novel. If it's a visual novel, we won't get frightened, will we?
You might do.
Okay.
People who dared enter its walls were simply never heard from again. Be good if we did get frightened, because we could use that as like a foreshadowing, couldn't we? We wouldn't get frightened, and then we could just immediately cut to where we did get frightened.
Yeah.
Even after 400 years, these stories remain much like the house itself. I mean, you'd get frightened if you had any imagination.
Yeah, but it's like...
It's like saying a horror book wouldn't scare you.
Yeah, but you're not normally reading that with another person, saying, oh my god, and things like that. I don't know.
I guess so. Whispers about the once great house, its legend and its curse, still fall upon the villagers' ears.
You got an itchy nose and I went to rub it on the microphone.
Oh, it's a good job you didn't do that.
Yeah, you'd have really shouted.
In spite of this, the current owners are convinced that these stories are nothing more than a hoax.
Why don't they live in the house then?
Good question. With little regard for the truth, they had Mariah Realty Corporation place the property back on sale. Like Pandora's box, the secrets that lie inside await to be discovered by brave souls. No matter what happens, take care not to be consumed by the curse.
Is it a choices game?
I think there are some choices.
Or are we just reading a book?
I think there's some choices. Good luck. Isabella.
Hello? Isabella? Are you there?
Oh, voices.
Where are you?
Well, we're pointless, aren't we?
Well, we can still commentate. A familiar jittery voice comes from the other end.
Oh, hey Rose. I'm at St. Goretti High. What's the matter?
If you wanted to, I could probably look in the settings and get rid of their voices.
No, it's fine. I like listening to them. I've got a migraine.
Yeah, probably not best for you to do your Scottish accent now.
What do you mean, what's the matter?
Rose sounds like
Mention, silly, I'm here and you're late.
absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Jeez, we're on shift together. You promised.
You promised.
Oh my god, please don't tell me you forgot. You were planning on leaving me to check this place out on my own, weren't you?
Give her a chance to
You chickened out.
get a word in edgeways.
Calm down. You know I take my promises seriously.
I'd like to believe that. So hurry up and get here. This place is huge. A bit too quiet since no one's lived here since, like, forever, but beautiful nonetheless.
Why are you so surprised? This isn't the first time you've been there.
I know. I just wish I could live.
Why
in a
is she
place
saying
like
that then
this.
if it's not the first
Yeah.
time they've been there?
It really takes my breath away.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Not after the rumors that
Wouldn't
say
be
it's
so
haunted.
sure it takes your breath away.
Jeez, never mind those rumors. Ghosts aren't real after all. And even if they are, which they are not, they can't do
Why is one
anything.
so very British and the other is so very American?
Diversity.
Oh yes, very diverse.
They're nothing but spirits.
You don't know that. They might be listening or watching right now.
Sorry,
and they
my
might not
phone
be
made
happy
a
with you
noise.
enough to curse you.
And it
making
did
more.
it again.
No
What
offense
is the
to you,
new
but that's a bit
Drew
of a
Gooden
stretch.
video? Don't, and a Danny Gonzalez, but don't watch that now. Just keep watching this.
Oh, okay. It's a bit of a stretch.
Believe it or not, it's better to be careful.
Okay.
Right. You know, not
Right.
every property we sell will end
Nice
up with
Austin
a dead
Powers
body
reference.
stuffed in
What
a
are you
sofa.
saying? You said I'd hear you in my headphones, by the way. Can't.
Okay. We need to get you different headphones, I think.
Why?
Because you can't hear me.
But that's because he's a noise cancelling.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I've turned myself up as much as I can in there.
No, there's no sound coming through them.
You can't hear anything coming through it.
I can hear the game, but I can't hear you at all. It's not like you're quiet. You're just not there.
What about that?
Well, I can just hear very loud music.
Well, you're just going to have to tune into me more. Take a headphone off.
But then they fall off my head. Why are they so big?
Take them off entirely. It's just music.
But then I can't hear their voices.
Okay. We'll figure it out as we go.
Is there definitely no way that I could hear your voice? I have heard it
You should be able to
previously.
hear it now. You should be able to hear it right now.
Yeah, it's not coming through at all. Turn the music off and let me hear you.
Okay.
No, like on your thingy. On this thing.
I'm saying that you can't do that. You mean just turn it down?
Yeah.
But you won't be able to hear me when now, will you?
Oh, it does both.
Yes.
Okay. God, he's such a grouch, isn't he? This is what he's like when he's not being ho ho ho.
Well, Christmas is over now, isn't it?
And he's just poo poo poo.
Po po po.
Boo boo boo.
That was one time, Isabella. Loosen up. Wait, just get here ASAP, please.
No, wait.
I'm getting bored being here on my own.
I didn't say anything of significance. It's okay.
Genuinely can't hear you.
That's okay.
We're sat next to each other as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a deaf person. Blind, maybe, but not deaf.
Oh, can you imagine if you were deaf and blind?
What's with all of this long pauses?
Okay,
It's because you're talking.
bye.
Oh, it's you that presses it. I was like, jeez. It'd be a really long time to process, don't they?
She hangs up before I can respond. Rose. Still charming as ever.
Who was that?
Oh. I look up from my phone to see Rebecca. Becca, give me a questioning look.
Oh, that? It's just Rose.
Am I in
the
a
one who trained you?
school with this person?
Looks like it, doesn't it? Hang on, did she say the whole thing? The one you
No,
said?
she didn't.
You want to read that line?
No.
Okay. The one you said who trained you for your job back when you started.
You're working together again?
It's
Just
really
for this
weirdly
property.
worded.
We've been scoping out
sentence.
that
Was,
new
wasn't it?
mansion
Yeah.
down Ansem Village after the renovations. Today's sort of its grand opening to the public. The RC wants to give it one last check before we let potential buyers tour it this afternoon.
Hold on. Is this the same mansion you've been telling everyone about?
Those aren't the words she just spoke. But she do. Oh, she was playing a flute then.
That's what it looked like, didn't it?
Yeah, like an invisible flute.
Didn't you keep saying how it just gave you the creeps?
You actually went there? And you're going back?
What's
Well,
her
I
accent?
did promise Rose
I don't know.
wouldn't
What do you think
ditch
it
her.
is?
I can't hear what you said. Oh, what? This piano music is insanely loud.
Yeah, let me see if I can fix the noise.
Put your hands up in the air if you've got a puppy on your knee. Make noise.
As soon as those words leave my mouth,
I
Becca
forgot
lets out
what
a
word
soft
she was
chuckle.
saying. Something about creepy.
Something about creepy. Oops, don't do that.
What's so funny?
Nothing. It's just that I didn't expect you to say that. Coming from you.
Really
it
wish I knew
sounds
what she
so
said. Can you
out of
look at that little
character.
scroll? Does that tell us what previously was said? No, the scroll. That.
Yeah, backward.
Yeah, boy.
And besides, a job is a job. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
Okay.
It's really funny. Out
Yeah,
of
it's a
character.
Crazy
I
thing
mean,
to
no
say.
offense, but you've been freaking out ever since you got assigned to it.
I think she's
Cursed
British
rumors and
too.
all.
I honestly thought you'd back out.
Not all the time. I could really use a huge amount of cash right now, and this is just the fastest
Huge
way to get
amount of cash.
Yeah, some
Just-
dark story of intense debt.
Not just, I could
Plus,
really
listen
use
to
some
this.
cash right
A
now.
huge amount of cash.
If
Like an
possible.
unbelievably massive
Is she
amount
on
of
drugs?
cash.
We get a huge bonus.
Is this about drugs?
It must be, I think.
They never give bonuses like that. Getting that would make life so much easier. They're desperate, I'm desperate, it's perfect.
Perfect.
I watched a horror film once and it was based on the true story. Wish I could remember what it was called. And it was about a woman who was being haunted and for her whole life. And it's a true story, so if you Google it, you'll find it. I'm not sure if we're allowed
When you say
to...
a truth story,
Well,
it's
this
based
woman...
on her recounting of a...
Yeah, but her son and some other people have also watched it happen, which is that she kept getting raped by ghosts.
Okay, I'll have to bleep that.
Oh, you're not allowed to say that?
Probably not.
Okay. It's just by ghosts, though.
Oh, okay, I'm sure they'll understand.
And apparently her children watched it, and there's a bit where she was, like, being held down by two invisible dwarfs while, like... Hang on, that would not be a cool word to use if she meant, like, people of a smaller stature, but I thought she meant literal, like, mythical. So I'm not sure of what is the correct wording to use here, but she was held down by these two invisible people or demons or whatever.
You definitely shouldn't call them demons.
No, I'm not calling people who are small demons. I thought she was like using it in like...
It just seemed like you were switching in the word just in case dwarf was unacceptable. Demon might suffice.
Well, no, I think her point was that they were like mythical, like baddies. But anyway, they held her down while another ghost did that thing.
Yeah.
And her son had to watch or something. And it was honestly the weirdest film I've ever watched, ever. And all the way through, it's like based on a true story. And then I like read about it. And I mean,
it's what somebody believes happened to them.
Yeah, constantly is happening to them. They're like fully traumatized because they believe this is happening on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And every time they move, they just get more ghosts that assault them.
Yeah, that must be a
very traumatizing existence,
yeah,
isn't it?
It's a tragic story.
Obviously, it seems unlikely that that is what's happening. But if you believed that was what was happening, then it's upsetting. Because, like, when my nan had dementia, she believed that I would go and run around outside in the back garden and climb up on a roof. And, like, that must have been upsetting for her when I was doing that at 2 a.m. I wasn't. Like, I definitely did not do that. It was just what she thought was happening.
Yeah. I think that it's like living dreams, isn't it?
Well, people have night terrors, but I think they normally know that they're not real.
Yeah, they do, but when you have dementia, you can't tell them apart.
Oh yeah, but this woman didn't have dementia. It'd been happening to her for like the whole of her life. I'm assuming she's got like some sort of...
You think that there's like some kind of real event that
I don't know, I can't remember the story
has got
properly.
Like PTSD.
Well, I assume she was having like psychotic episodes.
Yeah.
Where, but it, yeah, like she has. I'm sure she was like, "There's marks on me and all that," but like, I'm assuming they're self-inflicted. I don't know. I'll need to watch it again.
Okay, we'll watch it again.
It was a terrible film, by the way, like absolutely awful.
Yeah.
But brilliant in its own way.
Yeah, so we're halfway through this episode now.
Did you watch it with me?
No, I didn't watch it. A sympathetic look crosses her face.
If you're really in urgent need of money, you could have just asked me. Or Ashton. We can always let you borrow, and you can pay us back whenever.
I have to keep myself from groaning out loud. In the years I've known her, I can already tell what to expect once she has that expression.
She's had that expression on her face
it's not changed at all.
Time?
It's been exactly the same expression.
I've noticed that you've been living.
That kind of suggests that she's always talking about giving her money. She crosses her arms and grimaces at the thought. Noodles! Her voice slightly rises as she begins to scold me. Instantly, I'm reminded why Becca excels at teaching boisterous teenagers.
Stop eating junk! They're cheap, but they're not good for you.
Fuck off.
Yeah, very judgy.
Especially if she's doing it specifically because they're cheap.
And she needs a huge amount of cash.
Yeah,
right
urgently.
Now.
You'll definitely
Buy
end
more
up
noodles.
in the hospital if you keep at it.
You'll end up in hospital for
For
eating
noodles.
noodles.
Well, you never know. Hang on. What's our choice? I eat other things too, or you're not my mum.
You're not my mum is a really weird thing to say to your friend.
Well, maybe
I eat other
I'm
things
kind of
too.
gravitating
No.
towards this. You want to eat other things too?
Yes.
Hey, I eat other things too.
Oh, should we see what that did?
Was it a negative?
Oh, it looks like it's gone up.
What's that stance that's happening here?
Not a bad stance.
What, with her feet? No, that's a really weird
It's
way
thrust,
to stand.
like you kind of like it
It's
from this
chest
angle.
out.
It looks straight, but on the side, I think it looked like a banana. You know what I mean? Kind of, your body's kind of curved forward.
It's her chest that's pumped out.
Yeah.
And then she's sticking her bum out. And she's kept putting her feet in.
So you think her bum's backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it is a weird stance.
What did you guys have for dinner?
Who are you talking to?
The audience.
You just suddenly say that.
Yeah.
What are you guys having for dinner? Sorry.
No, what
I was
did
really,
they
really
have?
thinking about something to say to the audience.
I was leaving a pause for them to reply. And then I was going to tell them what I had.
What do you guys have for dinner?
Ah.
I had. I fold my arms across my chest, mimicking her posture and giving her the best frown I can muster. The same one
I
I'd
wanted
use.
to ask about the cheese pizza.
Okay.
So we went to an authentic Italian. And
Interesting. And next time I'll just interrupt you mid-sentence and just say something.
you interrupted me to start reading this story.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry for me making the story the focus of this episode.
Yeah. It's about
Let me
the
tell you about
pizza.
this cheese pizza. I got a 4-cheese pizza, authentic Italian 4-cheese pizza, which apparently means that there's no tomato sauce on it.
So it's just cheese on a pizza base.
It's just a base, no sauce, and 4 different types of cheese on it. Now, it was very nice, but I think that it would have been nicer if I'd have had it in the restaurant as opposed to a takeout, which is what we got.
Yeah, but also I wanted to know if that really is authentic, because when I looked it up, they all said tomato on the base and then the 4 cheeses. And when we thought maybe they'd made a mistake, and then the man was like, "You're just not cultured, because that's what it's like in Italy." And we were like, "Oh, okay, well that's us." But I just wondered, to all our Italian demographic, I know that 30% of you are Italian. Is that true? Is it just cheese on the pizza and nothing else? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
30% of you.
I fold my arms across my chest.
If you're not Italian, you can also answer if you've got answers. And links and what's it called when you have you know, when you do to show your proof. What's it called? Your evidence.
Receipts?
Referencing.
Receipts.
It's not receipts. What do they call it in
In
academia?
Italy.
No, in academia. Anyway, yeah, I want proof would be good
References.
too. No, references isn't quite right. But it is.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, go on, thanks.
I fold my arms across my chest, mimicking her posture and giving her the best frown I can muster. The same one I'd use with my younger siblings when they're being difficult. Instead, she only raises an eyebrow at me.
That's not going to work on me.
That was a bit scary.
And I saw it when you were cleaning your flat last week. The instant noodle cups outnumber everything else.
You're just exaggerating. Did you even see what's in my cupboard yet? I'm not just living on instant noodles alone. I've got canned beans, peas, tuna, ham, and even hamburgers in there.
I'm eating only hamburgers. Becca's wrinkling her nose by the time I get to the end of the small list. She even went a little green on the last one. I would have laughed a little at that if I didn't know it would only lead to more reprimands from her.
Aren't those the same ones you won from the grocer's raffle more than a year ago? Oh, I sincerely hope you're checking the date stamps on those things before eating them.
She won
I
them a
don't
year
want a
ago,
repeat
and
of
she's
last
poor.
year.
Why isn't she eating them?
In any
Good
case,
question.
those are still not exactly healthier choices,
oh my
Belle.
god. I'm not sure I'd be friends with Becca.
I couldn't,
She's annoying.
yeah, I was going to say I couldn't handle someone being like this with me all the time. She shakes her head, possibly laughing at some funny distant memory. When she looks up, I immediately brace myself. More words from her. Sometimes it's just better to let Becca talk until she's out of things to say. But when she turns her attention back to me, there's only warmth in her smile.
A bright light behind her as well. Literally radiated light there.
Maybe she's the ghost. She says this more to herself than to me, her voice shifting to something kinder, even motherly, if I'm looking for the exact words.
I hope you
So
know
she's
that
not a
it's
romantic
impossible
interest
not to
then?
worry about you when you're
Does not
like
like it.
this. You don't have to keep eating
She's
the
a
same
potential
thing.
parent.
Didn't I tell you before? You're always free to reheat my leftovers.
Gee, thanks.
How lovely.
Thanks, Becca. I really appreciate it, but you don't need to keep babying me. You've been taking care of me since after I moved here. You have to take a break sometime.
Maybe you'd
And
be
before you ask again,
condescending to
no.
somebody else?
You know I'm not a fan of borrowing money.
Or your leftovers.
And I'm not going to ask you to give me what you earned hard for yourself.
You earned that hard.
You and your pride. But suit yourself. The offer stays on the table, though.
Keep all of my offers on the table.
I nodded in response, feeling to get her to drop the topic. But I'm pretty certain I will never take that offer. Ever. Ever, ever. It has nothing to do with pride.
I hate Becca. I think she's a bitch.
She eats the worst food. I've simply seen plenty of times how friendships can take a turn for the worst, just because of a few unpaid debts.
Yeah, this is a person in debt. That's why she needs large amounts of money urgently.
Do you think
Just
so?
a few unpaid debts.
I don't want something like that to happen between me and Becca.
Like it did with all my other friends.
We may argue about a lot of small petty things, but she already feels like a real sister to me. I don't want to lose that friendship over something so trivial. Becca's movements when she takes a quick glance at something behind me snaps me out of my thoughts. A ghost!
Well, enough chit-chat. Lunch is ending, and my students will be back any minute.
So you better get out of this school where you're not supposed to be.
Also, I
We
thought
can
I'd
catch
run
up
into a
later.
haunted home.
On the way, we're going to the school to see if Becca can
Where-
pick up a score for us or something.
We're in
Good
a
luck with
school.
your clients. You better treat us to lunch or something if you get that sale.
You bet!
You betcha! With a small smile, she returns to
She
her
is not
desk,
smiling.
and
I think she
begins
looks very sad.
sifting through the pages of a rather thick history book.
She stood up.
She's probably working on next week's lesson plan. Or trying to, at least. She's a bad teacher. Her eyes are distant and she doesn't seem too attentive to whatever is on the page.
She's thinking about noodles.
As if she heard my thoughts, Becca started coughing heavily. Her hand hastily goes to her mouth to stifle the sounds. Ah, this is precisely why I followed her here. For someone who makes a habit out of worrying about other people, Becca sure forgets how to take care of herself.
Got the black lung pop.
Hey, you sure you can manage on your own? I mean, you're still a bit feverish.
Hush, dear. Don't you worry about
Don't you
me.
cry.
Imagine if your child said, "Oh hush, dear." Your child. I mean, your friend said, "Oh hush, dear."
Oh, imagine
to
if
you.
your child said it.
I'll just drink some medicine and I'll be right as rain.
I level
Drink
her with
it.
a flat look. She's had a cold for a couple of days now, something but the strange weather not agreeing with her lately. And, despite my advice to take the week off and rest, I found her apartment empty when I dropped by this morning.
I'd just like to point out that some of us had eye surgery and nobody has even suggested resting or been this concerned about it like they are with this girl with a cough.
Okay, not sure if that's true. She even left the medicine her doctor prescribed. Look who's been stubborn
I should
now.
have a card.
What's that?
I should have a card, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should do, yeah.
You shouldn't even be working right now.
Shouldn't-
Seriously, you big baby. I'll
He's
be
right.
fine.
After all,
For now,
I'm in
just
so much
go to
debt.
work and stop
I need
making
to
that
work.
rose girl wait for you. I'll call you if I still feel bad, and you can come pick me up if it makes you feel any better.
She offers me a reassuring smile, and I can only sigh. Why do I even bother? There's no stopping her once she's decided on something. Defeated, I reach inside my bag to pull out the same bottle of medicine she left earlier. She looks at it warily, and I place it in front of her.
Chin chin.
Unfortunately for her, this is one thing I'm not letting her have her way.
All right, but don't forget what the doctor said. Drink this on time.
Hold our nose.
Drink it on time.
I'll see you later, okay?
There's an amused gleam in her eyes when she shifts them back to me.
Look who's playing the mother hen now.
Rebecca!
Most offensive thing she said so far, apparently.
Okay. I won't tease anymore. I'll make sure to drink it, Mom.
Before I can retort, she casts another look at the clock. I take that as a sign to finally end the conversation on my short visit. With a small wave, I leave her alone to her classroom and her thoughts. I hail a passing taxi. How are we going to pick her up if we don't drive? We're just going to turn up and take her home. I guess we could do it in a taxi. But she can get her own taxi.
No, she can't. She's too stupid to do that.
I hail a passing taxi to take me to the property.
She's too ill for taxi.
As soon as I leave the school grounds. The mansion is some ways out in the countryside, but I don't have trouble giving the driver directions. Apparently, everyone in Luxbourne City knows of it, including every bit of rumour surrounding the place. Every bit of rumour, okay? In fact, just the mention of its name is enough for the locals to give you cautious, sidelong glances. I learned that the hard way, the first time I commuted there, and it only boosted my belief that there's something more to the house. Even the news of it being renovated and placed back up on the market has caused quite a stir. Thankfully, it died down a few weeks later. The place would have been a lot harder to sell otherwise. I avert my eyes from the window once the buildings shrink in the distance. We get a glimpse of the countryside soon, although a quick glance at my watch tells me we're still a few minutes away from our destination. Might as well get some work done. Rose did ask me to review the mansion's documents. Yeah, this is just us leaving out.
I know, but then she was like, oh, now the countryside's here and things.
Yeah, it's supposed to be still on here.
Well, I know it's not still, but I mean, they should have changed it to like a car window with things moving past.
Maybe.
That would be my preference.
Oh, okay. I already looked them over last night, but you never know when things may go wrong. Life has ways of messing things up like that.
Because I'm desperate for some cash.
Halfway through reading the paper, my phone rings again. I pick it up without looking, neatly tucking it in between my ear and shoulder. It's probably just Rose again anyway.
Rose?
Oh.
Guess again.
It's Ash. Oh. That voice.
Ash.
Bingo.
Hey, what's up?
Just checking if you're still cool later this evening.
You mean that thing with Zach?
Yeah. He even called in the middle of the night just to remind me.
Middle of the night.
No, don't worry. I didn't forget. I'll be there.
Cool. I'll see you later. What time
The
do you
thing. It's not said what.
No. Orgy.
Around 6 p.m.?
An orgy.
I don't
Isabella,
know.
Zach, and Ash.
It's the first day of the ErrMaGawwd mansion.
Oh my god!
We're expecting quite a number of
Oh my
potential
god!
I'll be booked the whole afternoon.
ErrMaGawwd Mansion?
ErrMaGawwd Mansion?
You know, the big Jacobean mansion at Anselm Village. I'm on my way there right now, actually.
On your own?
Yeah, well, Rose is already there, but yeah.
That's not what we call them.
I see. Looks like the scaredy cat
Robot.
finally toughened up.
Shut up!
Ash chuckles and I can't help but roll my eyes upon hearing it.
I'll see you later.
Ashhole.
Drop me a call when you're done. I'll see if I can pick you up.
Whatever. Bye.
That's really weird that they made that.
Stupid Ashhole. Always teasing me whenever he sees a chance. I'll show him who's tough. It takes a few more minutes until I finally reach the infamous mansion.
It looks less decrepit than it did a minute ago.
But it's been done up to be sold, I think.
Oh, it didn't actually say it had been done up.
It didn't, but I'm guessing that's what's happened. I have to admit, the entire property does look wonderful from the outside. Yet, despite all of this, it does nothing to hide that something is just wrong. The surrounding area is unusually silent, and only the rustling of the leaves can be heard as the occasional breeze passes.
That's not what the occasional breeze through rustling leaves sounds like, by the way. Sounds like someone just off to the left shaking a carrier bag.
While Anselm Village is just a few miles away, everybody keeps their distance on purpose.
Because of the demons.
Perhaps out of fear, the horror of falling under the mansion's curse.
Does it
Somehow,
curse you to unalive yourself?
I guess so. It makes me feel sad. The lack of immediate human presence just makes this place all the more eerie than it has any right to be.
What's her friend called again?
Rose?
I hope Rose is missing.
Oh no, was Rose the one in the school? No, that was Becca.
No, yeah, I hope Rose is missing.
If it's uncanny in broad daylight, I can't imagine how this place looks at night.
Are you planning to go inside that place, Missy?
What's his name?
Robert De Niro.
I was gonna say like Danny Glover or something.
No, I like to imagine it. You know, you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see, that's funny. The voice nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Without completely taking my eyes from the house, I gave the driver a confused nod. A beat passes while I wait for him to say more, but his only answer is a non-committal hum. Belatedly, it occurs to me that he must have been waiting for my payment. I mentally slap myself for spacing out and promptly hand him the fare with an apologetic look. I expected him to leave as soon as I'd paid, but there's a hesitant
Needs
expression
to
on
warn
him,
her to stay on the road.
as if something hasn't been said yet.
Is there something wrong?
Look, Missy, I'm sure you've heard
Here's my
what the
tip.
people are telling everyone about that place. Nobody likes to be disturbed when they're at peace, and I'm pretty sure whatever they say is in that house doesn't want to either. I admit they did a good job fixing it up, but there must have been a reason why even distant relatives of the family who used to own the house never lived in there despite inheriting it.
Because it costs a lot to run. I wouldn't want to live in that
Yeah.
mansion.
Tidying
That'd
up
be a
everywhere.
nightmare.
No wonder they
Yeah.
wanted to get rid of it.
You'd have to hire cleaners and
The
gardeners.
Hoover every
Oh
other
my
day.
Maybe they just didn't like it?
You never know.
He drives off after. What he said has left a foreboding feeling in my gut. I breathe out a heavy sigh as I approach the house. After hearing enough of the rumours, I should have expected the conversation to take that turn. But I'm already here. Backing out is completely out of the question. It's not like I have a choice anyway. If I want to get that bonus and commission one way or another, I've got to sell this property, and I have to sell it by 12 tonight.
One way or another.
The door is ajar when I get to it. However, while my own copy of the keys dangle uselessly in my hand. Rose must have left it open when she arrived.
Rose is dead.
That's weird. We may be the only people here this early, but I've never known her as someone careless. Entering, what greets
Why
me
would there
inside...
be all these portraits up if it's just been renovated to sell? And why would they have made a stained glass window of a couple being married?
No one knows. Entering, what greets me inside leaves me gaping. Ooh. They've cleaned every corner, waxed the floor, dusted the antiques, searched every nook and cranny and crevice,
So they haven't
and made
done
it spick
up.
and span.
They've just cleaned it.
They've cleaned it. I guess they must have done the windows though, because the windows were broken in before. All for the sake of making the mansion more enticing to the modern day lords and ladies.
And also, I'm pretty certain that if a building had stood empty for a long time, you wouldn't just need to dust off all these paintings and things.
Yeah, they'd need to be like, get the mold people in and stuff.
Yeah.
But no matter how hard they try, the mansion still looks as soulless as ever. As though it's going to eat you alive. Dun dun dun. If you ask me, they should have just listened to what other people have been telling them and leave this place alone. Some things in this world are better left alone, never to be disturbed, ever again.
Rose?
Oh, nice. I call out.
Rose,
is
I'm here.
dead.
Where are you?
My voice echoes softly through the hallways.
You wouldn't think the echo would be so
Oh.
pronounced in such a well-furnished hallway.
Who am I kidding? Yeah, there's enough stuff absorbing the sound waves, isn't there?
It's the ghosts making the echo.
In a place this big, I don't think she'll hear me no matter how deafening the silence is. She could be all the way on the other side of the property for all I know. Quickly, I reach for my phone and dial her number. But
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and try again.
She is in hell now.
What do you mean has not been recognized? We were just talking a while ago. It's not like she was eaten by the house, right? Or maybe the ghosts did hear us talking and spirited her away, right? It's a weird place for a right, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, that's a better outcome than being eaten by the house.
Hers being spirited away.
Yeah, that's better.
No, Isabella, don't be ridiculous. She probably just wandered deeper into the house and lost signal or something. I dial her number again, hoping the call will connect this time.
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and try again.
But to no avail. Oh boy. Big news. I have a very bad feeling about this.
Rose? If you can hear me, please come out. Come on, Rose! This isn't funny! You know this place gives me the creeps.
Oh, that's what you get for being late.
Yeah. A heart attack. No answer. This isn't going to work. The place is big. She could be anywhere.
I'll just stand in the hallway for a bit.
I need to start looking for her.
Nope.
I take a deep breath before venturing deeper into the mansion. Taking a couple of steps forward, I notice something move above the grand staircase.
What the hell? Rose? Rose, is that you? Not funny. I'm leaving you if you don't come out. Not coming out, huh? Fine, I'm going.
Okay, that's a lie.
I didn't notice anything. Did you?
No, she's my friend. I can't really leave until I know she's alright. Growing desperate, I try to contact her number again. Come on, please, give me something. Please, Lord?
Well,
Yes.
lords and ladies.
Finally.
Hello? Hello? Rose, I'm here at the mansion. Where the hell are you?
She doesn't respond. There's also heavy static coming from her side. I sincerely hope it doesn't get cut off again before I can get an answer from her.
Rose, come on. Where are you?
A few moments pass until the static eventually starts to quiet down.
She's in the attic. Okay, well, I'll wait at the front.
Spooky noise.
What? The attic? Why?
Crap. It got cut off. Man, do I really need to go there?
No, not really.
With how deep inside the mansion the attic is, there's barely any signal there. No wonder I can't contact her. Oh well. It's going to give it more tension for this visual horror novel. But why is she there? Out of all places, she just has to make me go fetch her in the creepiest room of this place.
There's an empty rocking chair that rocks.
You don't like that?
No, I said I hope there is.
Oh, okay. Is she doing this to get back at me for being late? Whatever. I'll just go. And I think that's the first episode.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Well, thanks for watching. Thank you for listening to Vicky's stories.
I haven't done any stories.
We're telling the story about the film you were watching?
Oh, yeah, that was just because that's what I hope happens in this.
Okay, fingers crossed that happens. All right, have a good evening. We'll speak to you soon.
Don't we listen to some more?
What do you mean?
Well, nothing's happened yet. We've only just got to the house.
Well, this is the cliffhanger. On the next episode, we're going to venture into the attic.
Okay, but I want to, right now, read more.
Yeah, we're going to immediately come back and do another episode.
Okay, is it okay if in the next one I'm more like asleep?
You can be pretty much asleep if you like.
Yeah, while you read it. So it's like, hey everyone, we'll do an ASMR.
Yeah.
And I'll be asleep.
Yeah.
And Gareth will be reading to us. That'd be really nice, actually. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Have a good evening for those on YouTube, and we'll see you in a bit.
Love you,
on
bye.
Twitch. Bye-bye.